Hello, YouTube. Fast Track Crypto Reviews coming at you with another video. The West, covering the ongoings in crypto news in the West. USA edition. Please like and subscribe. Share this video. Drop me a comment. Let you know what you think about this presentation. And make sure you look at my video from yesterday. See, that was covering the East and the ongoings in crypto land. Now, the East meaning Asia mostly. Us Westerners no longer have the luxury of only worrying about, the West or the stock market or the Financial Times coming out of New York. Because crypto is global, you hear me? It's global. So with that, we got to look at what's going on in Asia, because it's definitely going to affect the markets. Digital assets and the internet, put it all together, and we're dealing with a global concern at all times. So I'm going to give you both East and West. Like I said, Fast Track Crypto and Reviews. Like and subscribe. Now, today I got an interesting set of events that's going on. Updated daily. Before we get to it, I'd like to show Uphold Exchange. It's a great exchange. So far, it hasn't been touched by too much regulation. Uphold is a global multi-asset digital trading platform. Over 10 million users, 250 currencies, 150 countries. And you can also trade precious metals as well. The link is in the description. Sign up. When you buy over $250 of any crypto, you'll get $20 free of Bitcoin. That's Uphold. Recommended from Fast Track Crypto Reviews. All right now. Once again, link is in description. Enjoy your financial freedom. They've got all of the popular cryptocurrencies. Now what I like to do is take a minute and look at the Bitcoin chart. As you zoom out, you get a real good feel for it. It's quite active, as you can see, over the years. And right now, it reminds me of a time back in 2017. If you look at this area here versus where we are here, it looks pretty similar. And it's starting to awake, an uptrend. I believe it's coming. Why? We've got the opening of the East with the regulation and exchange licenses. We got the West, who we have BlackRock and Fidelity, who petitioned for a Bitcoin ETF. Whether they get it or not, it's indicatory of the interest of legacy finance. Now I'm talking about baby boomers, silent generation, Generation X, people who control and hold trillions. Once they get involved, it's time to move. So that's what gives me the inclination that Bitcoin is on the verge. If it's not right now, it's definitely going to be before this time, 2024. We got the Bitcoin halving coming up in the first quarter of 2024. And it usually starts to get a little bit of volatility even before that, maybe the final quarter 2023. So when I say it's awakening and beginning to move, I don't mean, immediately, but it's definitely, we probably got some sideways action, but as you can see, when it moves up, it's pretty strong and pretty immediate. Bitcoin is powerful. Okay. We'll keep an eye on that. Let me get into a little bit of news. Now, I want to let you know that when I drop this information, this isn't anything crazy like secret information. You definitely could do the research and find everything that I'm showing you. However, if you just want to get off of work and click on Fast Track Crypto Reviews and get it all in one spot in an easy digestible format, quick 10 minutes with all the highlights, then I'm definitely the place to go.
Prison in Montenegro. Binance and the SEC reached a deal over U.S. customer assets. And Polygon's chief policy officer responds to the SEC's claims that the Matic token is a security. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Jordan Smith. Digital currencies made gains over the weekend and are continuing that momentum today. As of noon Eastern, Bitcoin traded around $27,000, Ether hovered around $1,700, and Polygon's Matic token traded at 60 cents. Okay, let's talk about the top stories. First, Do Kwon, the former head of Terraform Labs, was just sentenced to prison in Montenegro. According to a local paper, he and the former CFO of Terraform Labs were sentenced to 4 months in prison for falsifying documents. Both were trying to travel to Dubai using fake passports when they were arrested back in March. Kwon still faces the weekend and are continuing. Okay, has officially opened.
Oh, I apologize about that. Moving his cursor around. Now, for people who don't quite know who Do Kwon is, he's the former founder of Terra Labs. He had the Terra Luna coin, stable coin, and there was quite a debacle. An awful lot of money was lost, and consequently, he's got some extradition requests from South Korea, which is where he's from, and the U.S. So he's kind of on the run. And so what he got caught doing is trying to get to Dubai, and where he thought he'd be safe, but he's using a fake passport because he's trying to keep his identity low. And it's really causing him problems. So he's got 4 months in prison. Here he is. He's got his head shaved. He's under custody. He's got 4 months in prison. Now, his 4 months has nothing to do with the debacle with Terra Luna. It's strictly for the passport violation. Trying to get to Dubai, where I believe the extradition laws are favorable. But he didn't make it. He got caught with the fake documents. So he's got 4 months. And I'm not sure if he'll be extradited at that point or if he will be able to move forward to somewhere else. I'm not sure.
The U.S. and in South Korea, where officials for both countries are seeking his extradition. Next, Binance and the SEC just reached a deal in the battle over U.S. customer assets. According to court filings, Binance U.S. will move all customer funds back to the United States and make sure no one from the global exchange Binance will have access. The deal was reached to address concerns raised by the SEC that Binance and CZ were transferring customer funds around the globe, and it still needs approval.
Okay, this is CZ, and that's actually really smart what he did. He made Binance, the parent company, the big exchange, but then he made Binance.us, was just a piece of it to get into the U.S. market. It's actually really smart because as the U.S. Decided to take legal action and enforcement action, he's able to strike a deal and say, okay, you can deal with the U.S. division and we'll do whatever you want as far as that division, but he keeps Binance operating strong. And I'm pretty sure the one of the instrumental parties in Hong Kong in the regulation world said that Binance was going to open up an exchange out of Hong Kong. Hong Kong is one of the premier economical hubs in the world. You got New York, you got London, and you got Hong Kong. So Binance will probably have an exchange operating out of Hong Kong or have an exchange license. So that's how the operation is going. You give up on the West and you stick to the East.
From the judge overseeing the case. The SEC said in a statement that the proposed changes are essential to protecting investors, and Binance US spoke out about the deal on Twitter, saying the ongoing court battle has damaged its reputation, but that the deal will help it continue operating.
Frankly, personal opinion, I know this is Fast Track Crypto Reviews, and just to give you a review of my opinion, I don't think the SEC is trying to protect U.S. investors. I just think they want to control the market, and they want to make sure that the investor capital flows through their legacy systems. And you'll hear later exactly what I mean by that. The legacy systems, they're creating exchanges, and they're going to operate in unison with the SEC. And, pretty much Binance is an outsider, and they don't want outsiders using their markets to trade crypto, basically.
Last, the crypto exchange backed by Charles Schwab, Fidelity, and Citadel has officially opened for trading. EDX.
Now, when I say legacy, that's what I mean. You got Citadel, Charles Schwab, Fidelity in an exchange that they've just recently opened. Consequently, at the same time that Binance is going through the enforcement actions with the SEC, then they're able to open. They're able to, capture this market, and I think the timing is coincidental, to say the least.
Markets allows trading of Bitcoin, Ether, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. Notably, none of those cryptocurrencies are among those that the SEC alleged are securities in its latest crackdowns. And to tamp down on fears of misuse of customer funds, EDX is a non-custodial exchange, so it doesn't handle customer assets directly. The company says it plans to launch a clearinghouse business to help it settle transactions, but funds will be held in third-party banks and custodians.
Okay, once again, the legacy system. You got the banks that are going to custody the crypto. You got these brokers, market makers, who are going to act as the exchange, and then they're going to create a clearinghouse to handle the transaction. I mean, it's just legacy system that needs to control crypto. And they're only going to be a controller for the U.S. market. And, not everyone, but pretty much the legacy system of the old, who are very comfortable with the old way of doing things and want to continue that, they're going to control that market.
All right, for our main story, we turn to one of those cryptocurrencies named in the SEC's lawsuits against Binance and Coinbase this month, Polygon's Matic token. Crypto World's Talia Kaplan spoke with Rebecca Rettig, Polygon Labs chief policy officer, about the agency's claim that Matic is a security. She also explains the company's new database for blockchain use cases.
The SEC has argued that several popular cryptocurrencies, including Solana, Cardano, and Polygon, are securities. In fact, in the agency's lawsuits against Binance and Coinbase earlier this month, the SEC named those three and several other tokens as examples of securities being offered and traded on what it alleges are non-compliant crypto exchanges. What is your response to that?
I think that seeing the crackdown on exchanges was from the SEC has been expected for a long time. I think the chair of the SEC, Gary Gensler, has been very clear on two things. One, that almost every single cryptocurrency or crypto asset other than Bitcoin is a unregistered security, and thus anybody allowing those to trade on their platform is engaged in the unlawful activity of allowing, being an unregistered broker dealer and unregistered exchange. As with respect to the, allegations themselves, obviously Polygon Labs disagrees, but those are things that are going to have to be worked out in court. I think we've seen this time and again, though, that the SEC has brought allegations about certain different crypto assets, but not brought anything against projects. This isn't the first time, but that he really brings it against exchanges or others, and sees if those issues are going to be worked out in court.
So I do want to point out that a few days after the SEC hit Binance and Coinbase with charges, Polygon Labs appeared to try and distance the Matic token from U.S. markets in a tweet. Now, the company behind Polygon did not say that the token is not a security and didn't explicitly mention the SEC. However, the tweet said that Polygon was developed and deployed outside of the US and pointed to a global community that supports the network. What was the intent behind that statement? Was that a response to the SEC's claim that Polygon is a security?
I think the intent was to clarify exactly what Polygon Labs is, which is a software development company, where it is, which is outside the United States, where the technology was developed. And there was a part of that tweet that also said, Matic is really meant to be used on the Polygon network. It is obviously for validation. And I think those are just facts about both the network, what Polygon Labs does, and the token itself. But I think, it was really just meant to clarify lots of different things that were flying around out there on social media. I think we all know that a lot happens, and a lot did happen publicly after, with respect to, many different companies after the SEC brought down both of those complaints.
So basically, the SEC is having enforcement actions against, Binance and Coinbase, but in that enforcement action, they're naming Polygon Matic. But Matic is saying we don't even operate in the U.S. We operate on the Polygon network. We're developed outside of the U.S. Our offices are outside of the U.S. and our developers are global. They're trying to pull them into their jurisdiction and say that they're illegal, but Polygon disagrees, so they got to go to court and find out if the SEC actually has jurisdiction there.
Since the SEC charged Binance and Coinbase, Robinhood announced that the trading app will delist the tokens named in the lawsuits as securities, including Solana, Cardano, and Polygon's tokens. eToro also announced the investing platform will delist 4 cryptocurrencies for U.S. users next month, citing recent developments as the reason why.
So it's very interesting. As we agree with SEC or don't agree with them, it doesn't matter. If you look at the U.S.-based exchanges, they are following suit. At the end of the day, the system is being formed. The SEC and their actions is causing all of these assets, digital assets, to be taken off certain exchanges, and even the EDX exchange that engages their legacy system, they're not listing these digital assets. So basically, it's going to drive them off of American shores and still be traded, globally on a large scale. But for the U.S., it's going to stick to the 4. You got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. Those have been presented as, viable options for the U.S. legacy system. And SEC has cleared those. They're not a problem. And everything else looks like if they've been named, they're going to have to hash this out before they're going to be allowed in. If they are allowed in, if the SEC has its way, it's going to be as a security. They're going to have to register as a security and be within the jurisdiction of the SEC. We'll see how this all shakes out. Look, I'm going to go ahead and stop it here. This is Fast Track Crypto Reviews. And this is the West, covering the ongoing and crypto news, the USA edition. So giving you the West information. Stay tuned. Keep checking back. Like and subscribe and hit that notification bell, because I will be dropping the East situation as well. And you got to have both. Do not only listen to Western media. You need to have both aspects in this game, because it truly is a global value exchange. Okay, thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Peace.